are not limited to curating weekly GBM flyers, managing Instagram, and creating merch. If elected, you will not only have to juggle the duties of this position, but also the duties of your life outside this organization as well. How do you aim to manage your professional, social, and academic life while fulfilling your duties as an executive board member?
Thank you for that question. First and foremost, I'd like to say that I will still continue to put full effort into meeting deadlines, especially for graphics that contain like accurate information and keeping it engaging. However, I will still reiterate that we are still students, and therefore I will still have a priority for school and my personal life. And but keeping in mind that that free time in between could also be used to meet a deadline given by the organization. And with balancing multiple deadlines, for example, for FACN, I was in charge of doing their backgrounds, and so that was a big project that I took on. And what helped me was basically creating mini deadlines for myself and splitting it up into chunks so that it was more manageable, and to identify and focus on what the most important and time-consuming tasks are for me at the time. And it also, can you also repeat the question, please?
Yeah. How do you aim to manage your professional, social, and academic life while fulfilling your duties as an executive board member?
Thank you. And also, with all of those things combined, burnout is inevitable. And so to cope with that, I personally just hold myself accountable and have a lot of self-discipline. And this past year has generally taught me like the importance of saying no to things that are not a priority or significant, and or would end up getting me stressed in the end. And it also has to do with setting up boundaries as well with others.
Perfect. Are you ready for your second question? As Director of Public Relations, your role will be filled with plenty of artistic and creative decisions. You will make merch designs and programs on top of dozens of graphics. How do you intend to go about creating appropriate flyers representing the organization's image, as well as keeping up with your own personal style?
Thank you for that question. So I'm gonna be really honest, I'm really new to graphic design itself, but I'm not that new to illustration. It's something I've done almost my entire life. And I've also been creating illustrations for people for almost 5 years now. So I'm also familiar with the process of collaboration with others. My main focus is to always capture what the people want exactly and not just something close to it. I truly want to reflect, especially AB Samahan's message, or how they want to be portrayed as an organization. And though historically we are a political organization, there's also space for us in the recent years to have shown that we are also a more lighter, more social side to us. And I want to capture that duality by incorporating things such as like our national heroes, or like in my personal style, I really like experimenting with like fun and colorful graphics that are both like informative and engaging.
Thank you.
Are you ready for your last question? It is common for the AB Samahan social media platforms to gain the most attraction in the beginning of the school year. However, views and traction tends to decrease throughout the year. How do you plan to utilize the tools given by social media platforms to track engagements and increase traction in our platforms?
Thank you for that question, Vic. I think this also has a lot to do with member retention. What I plan on doing is collaborating with the pillagers so that not only our GBMers stay connected, but also just the general public to the world and like people around them, like their academics and culture as well. And what I really like what we're doing currently is connecting our GBMs to pop culture, because I feel like a lot of people are informed about that. And so when they see something that they can relate to, they get excited about it. And so I want to keep, that's something that I want to